So, have you done anything different this week after? It seemed like you were particularly upset after the cup defeat. Is you trying to do anything differently this week?
You lick your wounds, you reboot. I think the first thing you always do, well, me personally, I assess my own performance and where we need to work on the areas and improve on and what needs to be done and said to my players. Then it's up for the players to respond well on the training pitch, which they have done this week. You know, they're a group that's hurting at the minute. We're all hurting. We're not in great form. But it's always going to happen. We've had it over the last couple of years where we go through stages of the season where things don't go quite well. I remember early part of last season when we only picked 1 point up in 5 games out of 15 points. And even the season in the conference, we had a real tough first 10 games of the season in the conference. So this group will learn from that, and past experiences will certainly put them in good stead, I think, come Saturday.
And what you say with learn from that, I think it's probably right, because you've had such a run of success that this group really hasn't been tested in that way before too often.
No, but the game's all about character, isn't it? And I've done many interviews to say that we don't get too high when we win and we don't get too low when we lose. Sunday was a massive low day for the club. It was certainly very disappointing for our supporters, and we don't like disappointing our supporters, and we did that. So the last couple of home games, obviously got the Charlton defeat, which was a heavy defeat, so we're looking for that positive response. But we also want to make sure the balance is right so the players don't lose confidence so they can go and express themselves. And I personally believe that, you know, my players are going to get my full support, that's for sure. And it's my job to pick them up, but it's also my job as well to make sure that the mindset's right and they don't lose confidence and they treat the next game as in a positive frame of mind.
So the ones that you think can improve and aren't doing what you'd like them to do you sit them down one-to-one and say, look, this is what I'm expecting from you, you need to produce this for me?
The players have a clear understanding of what I expect, so that's never a problem. And sometimes it's pulling them in and group meetings, individual meetings to get them back onto where I expect them to be. I'm thoroughly disappointed in a certain aspect of our play at the minute that needs to be improved on massively. And that's with conceding sloppy goals. For me, the Chesterfield game we dominated, Barrow most of the game we dominated, and we're not dealing with the little bits and pieces we have to deal with, and that needs to change. And that's why I was angry after the game Saturday, because we scored the early goal, control of the game, one long ball down the middle should never end up in the back of your net. So we've got to cut that out of a game if we're going to be successful this season, that's for sure.
And is that a mindset thing? Because the players have all got the talent, they've produced clean sheets over quite a long number of games now. Is it just right, we're going to get back to being bloody minded and back to basics?
Yeah, but I mean, for me, there's one or two mindsets that aren't as strong as they should be. And they'll find themselves out the team. That's for me where you need the players that continue with that positive mindset. And for me, we've had one or two that have certainly over the last 5-6 weeks started to fall by the wayside of that, and certainly showing no characteristics to get their form back at the minute. So sometimes it's best that they have a bit of a break out the team and recharge, and sometimes that can get a positive effect on the individual players.
Okay, so Bury this weekend, they're on a horrible run of form. They haven't won since September. Their confidence isn't going to be high.
No, it's not, but neither is ours at the minute as well. So we have to make sure that we treat the game as another game of football that we want to try and get back on the right path and get a positive result in. The season's form, from 2016 in the league's been exceptional. We've only had 3 defeats at home all year, and in the league, and that was against Charlton, ex-championship team, Bolton, ex-championship team, and Peterborough, where Magoli took one in the last minute. So for me, we've got to build confidence from that. Our own form has been outstanding, albeit it's having a bit of a dip just recently.